The delusional fan base that follows her disrespected the WNBA players by saying she's going to go in that league and tear it apart.
Geno Auriemma once believed he had Caitlin Clark figured out, dismissing her as a player who wouldn't make waves and labeling her fan base as unrealistic. But reality hit hard when Clark proved him wrong on national TV. The same Caitlin Clark he once deemed unfit for the physicality of the WNBA has shattered expectations, silenced critics, and turned doubters into believers. Among her newfound admirers is none other than Auriemma himself, now the most surprising believer of them all.
This kid's on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league, and she's a rookie.
Caitlin Clark's rookie season was extraordinary, marked by stunning performances and rewriting WNBA history. She showed that her talent was far more than just hype, compelling even her harshest critic, Geno Auriemma, to admit he was wrong. Known for his steadfast opinions and sharp analysis, Auriemma surprised everyone by offering praise he once deemed unthinkable. But how did we get here? How did a coach with decades of dominance end up reversing his stance on the rookie he claimed would struggle?
There were actually odds on she's third or fourth in betting odds on being MVP of the WNBA. These people are so disrespectful and so unknowledgeable and so stupid that it gives women's basketball a bad name. Okay, so the kid was set up for failure right from the beginning.
It all started with a bold statement on The Dan Patrick Show that shook the basketball world. UConn's legendary coach, Geno Auriemma, didn't mince words, labeling Caitlin Clark's fan base as delusional and accusing them of setting her up for failure. His critique? Clark wasn't built for the WNBA's physicality and lacked the speed to handle aggressive defenders. Auriemma even remarked, "She deserves everything she gets because she gives as good as she gets," framing her fiery nature as both her strength and her downfall.
What does bother me is some of the people I deeply respect, their basketball credentials, their basketball history, their commitment to basketball and women's basketball, I think have really not covered themselves in glory with some of this commentary.
To understand Auriemma's skepticism, one must revisit Clark's college days at Iowa, where her impact was undeniable. With unmatched scoring, deep-range shooting that bordered on showmanship, and leadership that propelled the Hawkeyes to national prominence, Clark became a household name. By the time she was the top pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, her star power was undeniable. Yet, Auriemma wasn't convinced. He saw the WNBA as a league demanding an adjustment period, one only a select few could conquer, typically those who had honed their craft under his guidance at UConn.
And Diana said it best, this kid's in for a rude awakening.
Fans were divided. Clark's supporters highlighted her relentless work ethic, exceptional basketball IQ, and clutch performances. Critics, including Diana Taurasi, sided with Auriemma, questioning whether her collegiate dominance would carry over to the WNBA, a league renowned for its seasoned competition and physicality. The debate only fueled Clark's journey.
Look, SVP, reality is coming.
Okay.
There's levels to this thing, and that's just life. We all went through it.
Of course.
And you see it on the NBA side, and you're going to see it on this side, where, you look superhuman playing against 18-year-olds, but you're going to come with some grown women that have been playing professional basketball for a long time.
Caitlin Clark thrived under pressure rather than folding. Embracing the scrutiny, she turned it into fuel, focusing on teamwork and preparation during early press conferences. "I'm here to show up and help my team get better," she said with calm determination. Then came the season that silenced her critics. Playing for the Indiana Fever, Clark didn't just meet expectations, she obliterated them. Averaging 19.2 points, 8.4 assists, and over 5 rebounds per game, she led with electrifying scoring and unparalleled court vision, elevating her teammates. Her performances broke 62 records, proving Auriemma's prediction of struggles and a rookie slump completely wrong. Clark's historic season redefined what a rookie could achieve, leaving naysayers speechless.
You never know how quickly they're going to adapt to the WNBA game coming from college. And I think that Caitlin has done surprisingly well, how quickly she's adapted to this game. There's a lot of doubters out there, as we all know, and she has proved them all wrong.
What truly set Caitlin Clark's rookie season apart were the jaw-dropping moments that turned doubt into awe. Her buzzer beaters, triple-doubles, and clutch assists in high-pressure games dominated highlight reels and flooded social media. But it wasn't just her on-court brilliance that earned respect. It was her resilience, poise under pressure, and ability to carry immense expectations while maintaining her spirit. The season Auriemma predicted would expose Clark instead showcased her as one of the brightest stars of her generation. So, what led to Auriemma's unexpected change of heart? That's where the story takes an intriguing turn.
Well, the Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball team looking to improve to 4-0 in the season as they travel to Des Moines to take on Drake. Caitlin Clark, Lisa Bluter also on hand to watch the sold-out game.
Caitlin Clark's return to Iowa was more than just a homecoming. It was a celebration of everything she had accomplished and the promise of even more. The November 17th matchup between the Iowa Hawkeyes and Drake Bulldogs provided the perfect stage for an emotional tribute. As Clark entered the Knapp Center, the atmosphere buzzed with anticipation. The crowd knew they were witnessing the return of a legend. Fox College Hoops aired a special tribute video, featuring a montage of her iconic college highlights, paired with heartfelt messages from former teammates, coaches, and even opponents.
Unless you have been living under a rock, you have heard about Caitlin Clark.
She's just a generational player and makes everybody around her better.
Caitlin Clark will go down as one of the best to ever play the game.
The tribute video included heartfelt messages from Paige Buchers, Juju Watkins, and her former coaches, Lisa Bluter and Jan Jensen. "She's been great, and I'm really excited for her at this next stage," Watkins shared. The praise was consistent, highlighting both Clark's talent and her character.
She's been great, and I'm really excited for her at this next stage in her career.
Caitlin Clark becomes the all-time leading scorer in major college basketball.
Another forever moment for this transformational superstar.
What truly caught everyone's attention was the shift in how even past critics now spoke of Caitlin Clark. Geno Auriemma's initial doubts had completely vanished. Instead, his tone shifted from skepticism to reluctant admiration. The man who once dismissed Clark's prospects as overhyped now had to acknowledge her remarkable achievements. It was a stunning about-face, a testament to just how overwhelming Clark's rookie season had been. The tribute wasn't just about nostalgia, it was proof of the profound impact Clark had on everyone around her. Paige Buchers, who had often been compared to Clark, offered a powerful quote that encapsulated her journey. Caitlin brought so much new attention to the rise of women's college basketball. She carries that burden with grace and humility.
Brought so much new attention to the rise in women's college basketball and the WNBA and women's sports in general. I feel like the weight of the world is on her shoulders, and she just has this heavy burden to carry, and she does it with grace and humility.
As the tribute video played, fans erupted into applause, and social media buzzed with reactions. Tweets like, "She's changed the game, and it's time everyone admits it," and "Even Geno's got to give her credit now," echoed the crowd's sentiment. Clark's rookie season had not only solidified her place on the court, but also shifted the narrative, even winning over critics like Auriemma. As the night progressed, the outpouring of praise continued. It wasn't just her Iowa teammates. Even Cara Consuegra spoke highly of her, saying, "You can't deny her impact. It goes beyond stats." The broadcast cut to clips of Clark's WNBA highlights, with the crowd cheering each time her face lit up the screen.
For the win!
The only comparable to her is Steph Curry.
Well, she did break my assist record at Iowa, so that's, something I have to live with my entire life. But I think what Caitlin Clark did is put eyes on our game. People that would never watch women's basketball are watching women's basketball now because of Caitlin.
The homecoming was a full circle moment, highlighting just how far Caitlin Clark had come and how wrong many of her critics had been. It reinforced that her rookie season was about more than just numbers. It was about resilience, proving doubters wrong, and uniting people. At the heart of it all was Clark, still humble, focused, and inspiring those around her. But what did Auriemma have to say? You might be surprised by how he shifted the narrative.
College career that Caitlin had ignited a tremendous amount of attention.
Geno Auriemma, who once confidently dismissed Caitlin Clark's prospects, found himself in a surprising position, eating his words. After months of bold criticism and doubt, Auriemma's public stance began to shift, and it didn't go unnoticed. During a segment in Clark's tribute video, his words now carried a tone few expected: admiration.
Incredible phenomenon that very rarely happens, and it certainly changed the landscape, no question.
Geno Auriemma's initial jabs, where he criticized Caitlin Clark for not being built for the physicality of the WNBA and mocked her delusional fan base, were starkly contrasted by his new reflections. "She's certainly changed the landscape, no question," Auriemma said in an interview that left viewers surprised. "She's a phenomenon." What spurred this shift? The undeniable impact of Clark's rookie season, as fans flooded social media with highlight reels of her game-winning shots, flashy assists, and unwavering confidence. One viral post humorously noted, "Geno said she wasn't ready now, look who's not ready to admit it."
I was mesmerized by her.
Caitlin had the tongue out. She is feeling it tonight, folks.
She broke stereotypes. She played with a flair. She played with the confidence, the swagger that I think few have played with.
As Caitlin Clark's performances continued to silence critics, Geno Auriemma's previous skepticism seemed increasingly out of touch. It wasn't just about admitting she could play, it was about recognizing that Clark was redefining what it meant to be a player in the WNBA. Known for doubling down on his opinions, Auriemma was showing something rare: concession. Despite this shift, not everyone was convinced by his newfound praise. Some fans viewed it as damage control, a way to maintain credibility in the wake of Clark's unstoppable momentum. Analysts dissected his change with comments like, "Geno knows he got it wrong," suggesting he was acknowledging his misjudgment without outright saying it. Even respected basketball voices hinted that this reversal was a testament to Clark's undeniable talent, forcing even the most seasoned minds to rethink their stances.
I think that all of us, fan base included, were just so thankful that we were part of that ride.
However, for many, Auriemma's about-face symbolized a larger shift in women's basketball, a movement toward recognizing and celebrating new talent, even if it meant reevaluating old opinions. In the end, Clark's performance forced even the most steadfast critics to adapt, proving that her story isn't just about basketball, it's about rewriting narratives. When Auriemma shifted his stance on Caitlin Clark, the reactions were immediate and divided. Fans of Clark took to social media to relish the moment, with comments like, "Even Geno couldn't ignore her greatness," and "It's about time he admits what we all knew," flooding timelines. Memes poking fun at Auriemma's change spread like wildfire, turning a serious moment into viral content.
Just to grow the game and inspire young girls to play.
We're uplifting women basketball, and everybody's watching.
I think Caitlin will be in the record books forever. She's an amazing basketball player, but an even better person.
Yet, the wider basketball community, fans who were initially doubtful found themselves converted by the spectacle of her rookie season. Analysts who had once hedged their bets now spoke of her with a level of reverence reserved for the greats. This wasn't just about Clark proving Auriemma wrong, it was about shifting perceptions and elevating the sport. The reactions were a testament to her ability to change narratives, something rarely seen in a rookie. Fans felt vindicated, and the basketball community took note. This was no ordinary season, and Clark was no ordinary player.
All those years ago, back in Des Moines, Iowa, that this would be the case right now. We knew what we had in Caitlin back in Iowa City, and we knew the attention that she was bringing around the Big Ten and collegiate basketball. But I didn't know how that was going to transcend into the WNBA, and obviously we can see that it's done pretty darn well, and people are excited to see her play at every level.
So, what does this mean for Caitlin Clark moving forward? And how does Auriemma's change in perspective shape future discussions in women's basketball? Caitlin Clark's rookie season was more than just a showcase of raw talent. It was a lesson in resilience, ambition, and rewriting narratives. she entered the WNBA surrounded by skepticism, with even the legendary Geno Auriemma casting doubts on her ability to transition seamlessly into the league. But Clark's performance did more than silence those doubts. It set a new standard for what rookies can achieve. Auriemma's eventual shift from sharp critique to praise was a symbolic moment that underscored the magnitude of Clark's impact. For a coach known for his unyielding opinions, to acknowledge her success signaled a larger shift in women's basketball. The embrace of fresh, game-changing talent and the willingness to reassess old assumptions. It wasn't just about proving one critic wrong, it was about challenging the status quo.
My expectation is to be one of the best players in the world one day. I wouldn't expect anything less than that.
More history for the FIBA rookie!
At this point, continue to be myself, and I think a lot of good will come from that.
As Clark looks ahead, the 2025 season brims with potential. Analysts predict that she will continue to refine her skills and lead the Indiana Fever to new heights. Fans are already eager for what's next, and the league itself stands to gain from the excitement she generates. Her influence extends beyond her scoring and assists. It draws new eyes to women's basketball, inspiring a new generation of players. Auriemma's change of heart serves as a reminder that even the most experienced voices in the game must stay adaptable. It's a lesson in humility and the power of undeniable talent. Clark's story is far from over, but one thing is clear. She has already changed the conversation around what's possible in the WNBA. As the sport evolves, it will carry forward the echoes of her breakout season and the powerful statement it made. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.